Hi, welcome to Bev's Plant-Based Power Kitchen. I'm so excited that you came today to cook with me. I am making dill pickle soup in the Instant Pot. Dill pickle soup sounds a little weird, I know, but it is delicious. So I'm going to tell you real quick how to make it. You'll find all the ingredients under this YouTube, and you'll also find them on my website, bevselby.com. So I'll go over the ingredients with you, but it's super easy. I would call this a comfort food. Delicious, sweet, spicy, all those things. I have an Instant Pot here. It's not an Instant Pot, it's called a Yeti Pot, which is like an Instant Pot. I got this before Instant Pot was the thing. So I've been pressure cooking for a while, but basically it's the same thing. It's just called a Yeti. The things are a little different that you would use, but there's a sear and saute button, and we're gonna start with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and push that, take the top off. So here's what we have. I already have everything ready to go. I have one yellow onion chopped up. I'm gonna go ahead and dump that in my Instant Pot. Get that all out in there. And last week I talked a little bit about how I use veggie broth to brown things. I don't use oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a splash of veggie broth in here just for browning purposes. I know you can see my dog Tallulah Bell in the background. She needs a snack. Hold on one second. Maybe she'll leave us alone when I give her a snack. Say hi to me. Okay, go on. Okay. Okay, so we'll let that heat up. What we're gonna do is brown these. I have you cooking them for just a few minutes until they become clear. And then we add a little bit of garlic to that too. So, my spoon. Anyway, this is one of my favorite winter meals. It's delicious, it's simple. The hardest part of the whole thing is just cutting everything up. Okay, so we're gonna let that cook a few minutes, and I'm gonna come back when it's almost ready to go. Okay, I'm back. Got the dogs taken care of. So we have the onions sauteing. While we're doing that, I just want to tell you, I love Famous Dave pickles. You can use whatever kind of pickles you want. These are Famous Dave's signature pickles. They're a little spicy. And so I'm going to talk about that for a minute. You use dill pickles and dill pickle juice. But just real quick, what's on the list of what you need, we have veggie broth, we have one yellow onion diced, 3 cloves of garlic, and of course I always add extra. 1 3/4 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes. I have made this with all kinds of potatoes, whatever's in my cupboard, so don't feel like you have to go out and buy Yukon potatoes. I looked it up because who knows what 1 3/4 pounds are? I don't know, but it's about 4 medium potatoes for a pound, so I did 8 potatoes, if that sounds about the size of my fist. I did 8 potatoes. 2 cups of carrots diced. I chopped them, I didn't really dice them, but you could, however you like your soup. Think you're going to be eating soup, so you want to be able to put it all in your mouth with a spoon. A cup of dill pickle juice. Do you know when I was little, I used to drink dill pickle juice? I love dill pickles so much. I know that sounds crazy. Did anybody else do that besides me? Old Bay seasoning, which we have right here. We have some cayenne pepper, which I add to so much stuff. And at the very end of this video, we're going to talk about the cashew cream that I use and how to make that. So we're going to go ahead and take care of this. This has been cooking a while. My onions are looking good. They've been in here maybe now about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and add the chopped garlic. You can see it kind of in there. I have it all ready to go. I'm going to put that in the pot. I mean, this is so simple. You can make this in the morning before you go to work or before you go somewhere. Leave it in here. And you know your Instant Pot or Yeti Pot goes to warm automatically. It'll be hot and ready to eat when you get home. While that cooks, I'm going to tell you a couple of things. Don't be intimidated by eating healthy. Yes, I eat plant-based, but I know a lot of you don't. Even if you just ate plant-based for 1 meal a week, that would be great. I know I got this recipe from a site that it had meat in it, and I just veganized it my way. It's delicious. It's kind of like a potato soup with dill pickles. I don't even know if people would know dill pickles are in it unless you told them. Maybe we should change the name, but it's delicious. Okay, so we now have the garlic and the onions, and now I think we're ready to go. What we're going to do now is go ahead and add the potatoes. So I'll show you my potatoes. so sunny today here in Colorado, so it's kind of a glare, but these are my potatoes ready to go. Sometimes when I use Yukon potatoes, I don't even peel them. I did peel these today, since you were coming to my house. Uh-oh, sorry about that. Okay, and then here are my carrots, already ready to go, chopped, 2 cups. Okay, whoops, okay. And now I want to show you real quick about my dill pickles. What I do, get a spoon real quick. I just scoop them out of the jar, like so. You can kind of see them. And you know, I have here a cup of dill pickles. I just use the whole jar. I don't measure anything usually. I'm just measuring today because you're in my kitchen. But I don't really measure. I just kind of do. Okay, so here's my dill pickles. I just chop them kind of in bite-sized pieces. I don't do it really the best. I don't chop them up so they're so choppy because I like to get a whole one. So I get about, this is probably going to be about a cup, maybe just a little bit more. Go ahead and use the whole thing. I think my husband ate some dill pickles the other day. So anyway, whew, I'm going to just dump those right in here. Some of them didn't even get chopped. That's okay. And then here's my pickle juice. You can see it. I'm going to measure a cup in here, just about a cup. And I'm going to dump that in my pot. And now, this is when the handy dandy veggie broth comes in. This is 32 ounces. So the recipe calls for 4 cups. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump the whole thing in here. Now, because I don't measure, I don't know if you're like that or not, I try to make sure that the broth is even with the vegetables. And in this case, I'm pretty close. So I'll show you. I'm not going to add any more broth, but you can kind of see it. It's a big pot. Now we haven't added our spices. I never add salt to the end after it's all cooked because sometimes you don't even need it. So I'm not going to add salt this time, but I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. My friend Sherry told me about these little things. They're so handy because you just sprinkle with your hand and sprinkle. I keep them on my counter all the time because I cook so much. I'm just going to do a little flavor of pepper. Save on the salt. Our recipe calls for 1.5 teaspoons of Old Bay seasoning. And you can get this, I know in the South, everybody probably has this in the cupboard. Maybe not here, but you can get it. I think I got mine at Whole Foods on Amazon. It's just a good spicy flavor to put on a lot of different things. So I'm gonna do the 1.5 teaspoons, a teaspoon, and another half. Okay, and then we have the cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper gives it a bite, and you can ask my kids. Sometimes I get carried away, so I will measure that because I want you to be able to eat it and not be too spicy. We have 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Maybe heaping is okay. Okay, so that's what we have. That's all we do. Believe it or not, this is it. At the very end, when we're going to cook it for 15 minutes on regular heat, I'm going to mix it up just a little bit so the spices get in there. We're going to cook it 15 minutes. You have a choice. If you're at work and you need to just let this stay warm, it will be completely fine to stay warm until you get home. What I like to do is I go ahead and release the steam and go ahead and add my cashew cream, but that can wait to the end. So don't feel like you have to do it all at once. Let's see. And we'll talk about cashew cream in a minute. I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about it. We'll make it when this is all done. I'm going to go ahead and close my pot. And now I'm going to set it for 15 minutes. Okay, that's all we do. That's dill pickle soup. So here's what I do, just so you know, with the cashews. I use raw cashews. I use these for so many things. Salad dressings I make, any kind of sauce that I want creamy, I use cashews. They're raw, organic cashews. They're not roasted, they're not flavored, they're just, these are pieces. Sometimes I buy the whole cashew. It just depends on what I have in the cupboard. This is cashew pieces. So the secret to cashew pieces is this. I have a Vitamix, and I'll pull that out in a few minutes so you can see it. it's a super power blender, like Blendtec. I think some of the Ninjas are real powerful you can use, but you really need a powerful blender to make this creamy. If you don't, there's a great secret. What you do is you just boil some hot water for about 30 minutes and pour about a cup on top of the cashews and soak it. And that will soften the cashews so they're tender. So when you use your blender that's maybe not a high power blender, it will blend well. You can soak your cashews overnight if you think ahead. I never think ahead, but you could think about that. But that's the secret. That's the big secret if you don't have a Vitamix. So you don't need to go out and buy a Vitamix. Don't do that. I mean, I love my Vitamix. I think I've had it for 20 years, but it's powerful and it makes wonderful things, but just soak your cashews. I'm not soaking mine today because I have a Vitamix. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my cashew cream. I'm going to use a cup of cashews and a cup of water, and I'll show you what it looks like. It looks like creamy half and half. And basically that's what it's taking the place of. So you really can't tell that there's no dairy. So if you have a dairy allergy, you're plant-based, you're vegan, and you don't want dairy, this is my secret. I use it all the time. Can't tell the difference. Delicious, delicious substitute for half and half and other things. But while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to go ahead and stop for a while and let this cook, and then we'll make the cashew cream together. I'll pour it in and mix it up, and then we'll have a taste and see what it tastes like. Of course, this is my dinner for tonight. So what I like to do with this is I serve it with maybe some bread, maybe a small little tossed salad. Nothing fancy, but it's a perfect meal for a cold, snowy day or a bright, sunny day like we're having today. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Try it. You'll love it. One thing I wanted to say, a lot of people, I know some of my family members aren't plant-based, my kids. And what I like to do when people come over and say we have this or we have another kind of soup, maybe similar, what I like to do for my meat-eating friends is I will either provide chicken on the side so they can toss it in their soup. So that's an idea to think too. You could use these recipes any way you like, so don't feel like you have to be plant-based to use them. We're plant-based, and I had a hard time trying to find recipes that we liked. And so really that's why I'm doing this, so you can see all the yummy good stuff that we make. Dill pickle soup is one of them. I have lots of other things that I would love to share with you, but I'll be back in a few minutes as soon as this is ready, and then you'll get to take a look at it, and we'll make the cashew cream. Okay, bye. See you in a minute.
Hey.
Hi, we're back. This is Reggie. He's my husband. I just wanted him to say hello.
Hey, everybody. I'm the eater of all the good food that she cooks.
That's
Enjoy
right.
the lesson on cooking powerful and superfood. Bye.
Okay, so it is ready. I just wanted to mention something. When you cook in the pressure cooker, if you don't have one yet and you're thinking about getting one, just because I click on 15 minutes doesn't mean that it's ready in 15 minutes. It takes a little bit of time for the pot to come up to pressure. So this has probably been really 30 minutes since I was last talking to you. So just keep that in mind. I went upstairs, I did a little painting, but I can smell it and it smells so good. So I want to take the lid off real quick. I already released the pressure this time, so you can do that, remember, or you can leave the pressure and it will go down on its own, and just leave it alone. And all you need to do when you get home or later in the day is to add the cashew cream, which I'll show you. So anyway, oh, it smells so good. I'll see if, let me see if I can show it to you without burning myself. Let's see. Let me show you what it looks like real quick. Okay. Can you see how good that looks? That's without the cashew cream. It smells so good. Okay, so that's my dill pickle soup. So what I did while I was cooking is I took a cup of cashews and a cup of water, and I added to my Vitamix on high, and I blended for about 2 minutes because I want it real creamy. I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is it. It looks just like, can you see that? It looks just like half and half. I'm going to just pour it in here now. I have this little scraper. I'm just going to make sure I can get it all out. It looks like, just like milk, but it's not. It's cashew cream. And I promise you, if you feed this to strangers that aren't vegan, aren't plant-based, they'll never know. They'll be more intrigued that you're feeding them something called dill pickle soup. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up really good. And I'll show again what it looks like when the cashew cream has been added. It's just a nice hearty soup. Okay. And usually I just let this get a little warm before I do it. I'm going to give it a little taste now to see if I need to add some more salt. Remember, I added no salt, so I'm going to add just a sprinkle of salt. I don't think it needs that much. So I'm just going to take a little, probably a 1/4 of a teaspoon in there. You know your preference. Some people are on a low sodium diet and don't need to add the extra salt. That's not that much to add. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it tastes like. I wish you were here to have some with me. If you were, we would have lunch together. Okay, let me show you what it looks like. Oh, that looks so good. It's so smoky and delicious. See? It looks like a hearty soup. I'm going to go ahead and taste it and tell you what it tastes like. I know it tastes good. My mouth is watering. It's so hot though. Oh, it's just the right amount of spice. You could add jalapenos to it if you wanted to make it spicier. I think I've done that once. It's too hot. So good. Like I said, serve this with a salad, with a little piece of bread. Perfect dinner for a cold winter night, really all year long. The pickles give it a, I don't know, it's so good. Dill pickle soup is my favorite. Next week, I think what I want to do is to make some salad dressing for Paige. We are going to do an Italian garden salad, which I make a lot, almost for every Sunday dinner I make. An Olive Garden salad, and I'll show you how to do that, simple. And then I make a Italian dressing with cashews. It's delicious. It's a little bit smoky, spicy, doesn't have all the oil and stuff in it, so it's delicious. That's my go-to dressing. I have 2 more go-to dressings I'm going to share with you next week too. So we're going to do 3 different salad dressings and an Olive Garden salad. Real easy to throw together on a night. You can even make the salad dressing a couple of days ahead of time, and then it'll be ready to go when you get home from work and you're busy. Anyway, there's not a lot to this soup. It goes pretty quick. Don't think about it so much. Just dump all the ingredients after you brown those onions. Dump it all in, shut your Instant Pot, cook it for 16 minutes, 15 minutes, either one, and then add your cashew cream and you have dinner, ready for friends to come over and have dinner with you. So I hope you've enjoyed it. My Bev's Power Plant Kitchen, Power Plant, Bev's, what am I? I'm teasing. Thank you for coming to my kitchen. I hope you come back next week. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you click subscribe in the bottom right-hand side of YouTube. I would love for you to join me every week. I love to cook, I love to create, and I love having you in my kitchen. So thanks so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember to be strong, be powerful, and be kind to somebody today. Have a great day. Thank you so much. We'll talk later. Bye.